This video will show how saving reports and publishing reports works in ToroCube. So the first thing to know is that anybody can generate a chart. Anybody who has access to ToroCube can generate a chart and then save it as their own report, my report. So basically, let me just pick a pie chart here. And I'm going to pick manufacturer, and I'm going to generate it. Now, if I want to keep this chart with whatever filters, conditions I've attached to it, if I want to have access to it all the time at my disposal without having to recreate the chart all the time, I just go in here and say save report as. When I do that, it asks me for a name. I'm going to call it my pie chart, and I'm going to save it. What it does is it immediately adds an option called my reports to my dropdown. As long as I have charts that I have saved, I will always see this option called My Reports. The other thing you need to be aware of is that the visibility of this chart is only relegated to me. It's restricted to me. No one else can see this chart except me. I created it. I see it. It's for me. I will see this delete button, rename report button, and save report button. I will not see this, but most people, I do see it, but if you are a ToroCube user, you will not see this publish report button. Certain people will be admins and call it power user. So an admin will see the publish report and button and will be able to publish. Now, I happen to have the role of an admin, so I see this report, but I see this button. But let's pretend it's not there just for the next few minutes. So once I create a chart, my report, it's for me. It shows up in my dropdown. I can go somewhere else, sure, and then this looks no different than the ToroCube before. But I do have this my reports. The moment I go to my reports, it shows the list of my reports, right? So I have a pie chart. Let's create maybe, I don't know, the tree chart, sure. So I'm going to pick another one. I'm going to do case series, manufacturer, case expectedness. Why not? Okay. So I have the chart and I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to call it my tree chart. So now I have two charts. And I can go to the next pie chart, for example, and I just go here and I generate it, and all of my conditions and everything is met. Now I can also, for whatever reason, I decide I don't want to keep this report anymore, I can delete it. And it goes away, and I just have the other chart left, the one I saved. I can go here and generate it if I wish. I can also rename the report, so instead of my tree chart, I can call it something else. Saving a report is a little different. To save a report, basically, if I change a condition or something, let's say I had a filter, I say instead of case expectedness, I want patient X, and the report changes, and I want to save the report, and so it'll override the existing report, and I'm like, yep, go for it. So my tree chart now is this new report. I modified it, but I've kept that report, my tree chart. And so basically any user who uses ToroCube and has their favorite or go-to charts that they use, they can save it and have it, so they don't have to apply all the levels and choose the dimensions or choose the filter or anything like that. That's already pre-applied for them. Please see the filtering video, because the filtering video talks about having filtering on dates that are dynamic. Now that's the extent of the availability for most users. If you happen to be an admin, then you see this button that says publish report. Now the difference between my report and my reports and publish reports is my reports, the visibility only is towards me. But if I'm an admin and I publish a report, then anybody who's a ToroCube user can see the report. So that report comes into within the universe of ToroCube, the public domain. Anybody can see it. They can't modify it, but they can see it, and they can perhaps change the filtering a bit and see another aspect of it. but that published report will be the starting point. So let's say I want to do that because I'm an admin. So I'm going to publish the report, and now I get another drop down in my list called published report. So I have two drop down. Well, I have one actually because I only had one chart in my chart, and that my chart became a published chart. So if I want to add, so this is it, and I can go here and I can say generate it, and all the conditions will be applied, and my chart will generate. Now, because I'm an admin, I can also delete a report. And if I delete that published report, then that published report that everyone could see will be deleted and no one will be able to see it. So for whatever reason, within a corporation, if the admin decides that this chart is no longer useful, no longer should be visible, accessible, they can delete that chart from the list of published reports and it will no longer be visible. But to talk about another point, so if I go back and I pick another chart, let's say I go back to my pie chart and I add that as my chart, Asher Manufacturer. And I'll go here and save it, and I'll call it my pie chart. My pie chart. Now I have the option of my charts and published charts, or published reports, my reports. My report is the report I created, and the visibility extends to only me. And then I have the set of published reports as well, which in this case is only one tree chart, but I could have multiple ones here, and I could generate those as well. So anybody can have a my chart and create a collection of charts and have its visibility only restricted to them. And if you're an admin, you can take that chart you've created and publish it. And when you publish it, it's visible to everyone. They see an option called published reports in the drop down, and they can generate that chart. And obviously, as time progresses, people will have more than one chart that is part of their my chart or part of their published chart, and then those charts will show up in this drop down in alphabetical order. And that is the basics of saving charts and publishing charts. Thank you for watching.